Hi, in this video on my Arduino Mega2560 I start with returning to the analog in-out serial sketch example, and I've changed a few things in my setup. First of all, I had a problem with the pot meter, because I had to really press it to make contact. I first tried to put some tiny metal strips to it, like this one, but they broke off. So I finally decided to just add wires. So now it's quite flexible and it won't break. Also, the red LED LED, which I used previously, is notorious for not showing the same illumination as the green LEDs. So I figured to use either a green or another color, and I decided for yellow. So right now, when I turn the pot meter, I have to hold it because it's flexible, but then you can clearly see the result. So that is for this experiment, and with these components working, I can move on to other subjects. So let's see what happens next. For the first circuit that I made up myself for the Arduino, I kept it fairly simple. I added another wire to another resistor, adding the green square LED. The rest is the same, and it has to give double the value according to the code. So when I turn back the light a little bit, they're both off. And you see that the green LED is switched off earlier than the yellow LED. So that is remarkable, and for now let's see for how the code looks like. The code, I took fairly everything out of the analog in-out example, except that I added an output value 2, and I added, let me put it up, and I added output analog out pin. I changed the original one to 9, this is 7. Output value 2 is now twice the same map as used in output value 1, which is the original output value. Then analog output out pin 7 to output value 2, and of course, this being C and not C++, this is print, not see out, and I have to use here print line to do another. And there I make a slight mistake. Let me remove this line, because print line in C means carriage return, which means start another line. So this is the tab in C and C++. So now we have sensor, output 1 and output 2 next to each other, and a delay of 2 milliseconds. So let's see how this works out. Then to see anything, and here we have the output, which is twice as much as the first. So doing the same thing, but now looking at real values. All is 0. And we see that the values change accordingly. And now, remarkably, the green LED has turned off, while the value is still there. And it's turned on again. So somehow the output value is still there, obviously, while the LED is still turned off at this moment. And you can clearly see that the output 2 is anything but 0. And LED 2 is off again, and now it's on. So that's a remarkable result, I think. But it is nice to see that things work the way I like and the way I want. So with this remarkable result on LED 2, the green LED, let's experiment a little bit further on that. So with output value twice map sensor value, etc., the result is that it goes off, the green LED goes off while the yellow LED keeps burning, and then green comes back again. What happens when it is multiplied by half instead of 2? And I guess that was a successful upload. So let's see how the serial map is going. Well, that is quite obvious, because this now output 2 is half of output 1. Let's see how the LED responds in value. So much for the obvious in value. So and I have have to keep in mind that everything stays connected. So let's see how everything works on the circuit. So with the value of the green LED changed to half that of the yellow LED, let's see what happens. Turning down, and turning up. All off, and now nothing spectacular happens, because the green LED is burning with half the brightness as LED 1 being yellow. So this is really nothing spectacular, but the obvious thing is that something happens with twice the value. Let's experiment a little bit more and see what happens with 3 times the value. With 3 times the value, it is of course careful to mind if things are blown up or not. The serial monitor shows a multiplication of 3. Let's see how the LEDs behave. And I'm not quite sure why the LEDs behave like this, because I hold them steady. They're both off, they come on again, they go both off. I think it's partly the wiring as well, but this is clearly behavior for the green LED only, that is being turned on and in this case off twice. So apparently it is the voltage that is put out to it. It's quite interesting to see. So let's leave it at that and see for a next tryout with an extension of the existing circuit, or maybe an extension of the circuit. For the third idea, I have put another green LED, and this is fed from the analog output 5 on this side, a bit long improvised jump wire, and the idea is to have this LED staying at half and put this one on 2. So let's see if that makes any difference when I rotate the spot meter. provided that all wired connections stay in place. Let's see what effect that has on the burning of the pot meters. So let's change the program accordingly. So in order to make the third LED work out, I adjust the program, making this one 3, then this line I change 2 to 3, this one I multiply again with 2, like I previously had this one. Since I am using for the new value 3 another output pin, I put that to 5, and this is 3. Then of course I have to add another one, and let me remove the line, otherwise this output value 3 will be printed on a new line, and I don't want that to happen. So now everything is in place. One sensor value, which is coming from the pot meter, output value 1, 2 and 3, all separated by tabs, and the last one gives a print line. Of course the print line is not necessary. On the other hand, if I don't do that, it will print everything straight next to each other, I'm afraid. So I think this is the best way. So let's upload and see what happens. Error compiling Y, output pin 5, yes, which is correct because I forgot to add it here. And remind, this is C, so different from Python, I have to declare everything here. This time it's correct. Serial monitor, and look at that. Half of output 1 and double output 1. Then I'm going to change the values by turning the pot meter and yes, values are changed. So that is a very nice response. And let's see how the LEDs actually burn, because that is one of the most interesting things of this experiment. So with 3 LEDs burning, yellow, square, green and the round screen, green. And I hope I'm not in my own way. All off, and here you can see that that they all start burning. And see how the green LED is responding. Quite remarkable. I turn it on, and I think the yellow LED, no, it does not have a wiring problem, but you can see how things do respond. It is a kind of wiring problem, obviously, so I try to keep it as still as possible. Anyway, this is a very nice experiment, and inviting to do more with this. So with these analog values and 3 LEDs with different output values, remarkable that the one with twice the value of 1, in this case it's the round LED that has twice the value, which responds with an off situation where the value is anything but off. So it's I can't tell why, because I don't know, but it's quite interesting to see anyway. So I think I leave it at this, and thank you for watching, and to be continued.